And last week we made a start on a sort of like a rough sketch of the car park, and you're probably going to hear me mentioning rough sketch quite a lot because right now we're at the process of basically just coming up with basic level design. So if this is your first time checking out this stream, previously on one of the videos, you'll see that we use a lot of the same cars, but don't worry, a lot of these cars will be getting updated and a lot of the environments will get shifted around in time. So this is roughly what we came up with last week, which is a rough car park. And now we just need to fill in the side of the hospital, and then we're going to fill out the front entrance to the hospital, and maybe if we have time, the reception area. So I'm just going to load up the chat just now, just so I can see what's been said. Hello Small Who Man, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Have you been creating anything new? I still need to do your voice acting. I have an excuse. I'm trying to finish a level for tomorrow. It's a short little alien level and I need to get it finished for tomorrow. I've been spending like all my free time in Dreams basically just working on that. So once I finish that, I'll do your lines, and I guess I'll be able to do a lot more stuff from that I've got planned to do. Hey Isaac Clyde, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great weekend. A great week. See, my mind's all over the place. So if you remember last week, we sort of finished off the rough car park. So now I need to do like the side of the building here. I'm not going to like build the hospital like super accurately right now. All I'm really going to do is build basically a wall, right? Just to see like where does the side of the hospital begin. So when you come up the stairs, this is like the side entrance. I was thinking about making this a private car park because it's quite small for a hospital car park, so I thought this can be the private car park on the side. Maybe it's for doctors and things, and they can go through this entrance, and the public entrance will be over here. So the main people come in, and there's another car park over on the left, but it's a huge car park, and that's where the main entrance will be. So the first character, the female character, she does come through the main entrance of the hospital, so we'll probably build that today. But I just need to finish off the side entrance for the second character. So as the second character leaves this private car park, this will be a loading screen, so you won't see this part anymore. The camera angle will turn. So I just need to decide what exactly I'm going to do here to fill in the blanks. I want to make it a nice hospital, lots of trees, lots of plants. I just need to figure out where the door's going to be. Maybe I'll make the door like literally right in front of us. Like if you can search for like an electric door maybe. Sure man, take your time. Yeah, I'm almost there. By the time I get the level out tomorrow, I'll be a lot more free. I haven't really been making many games lately. Oh, you should keep going. Never let it die out. Thanks, hope your week is going well as well. I saw you were creating in Dreams a lot. Oh yeah, pretty much like all day every day, because I was off work for at least 4 days, so I've just been constantly trying to finish the level, because I want it out tomorrow, the 28th. I want it out and finished. I feel like it's almost done. It's just I need to get like a few little tweaks and things like that just to make sure it plays well, and it's not going to be like the best level in the world, but I think the voice acting's pretty good, and hopefully the animation's decent, and hopefully it's just a fun little level that it should last people maybe 20 to 30 minutes, because you can explore and you can find extra objectives and things. So we'll see what you think when you play it tomorrow or whenever you've got time. Hey Brian Barker, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Been planning on making a third-person futuristic survival shooter with elements from Metro Exodus, Last of Us and Max Payne 3 in regards to realism, resources, immersion. Keep it up, looks great. Yeah, thanks. That's what you should do. You should keep us updated on your progress, because I like to highlight other people that are trying to make these big games. And right now the graphics on this game that we're making clearly isn't there. It's a very draft version, but I'm sure once the graphics start to look good and once we have the gameplay properly implemented, I think people are going to hopefully be more excited for this project. How was John Jerry Steve's week? Pretty good, pretty good. I mean, he's been working out at the hospital on non-stop. He's been going to the lab pretty much every morning, every night, so I think he's in pretty good shape. That sounds very interesting, Brian. Would love to see that. Yeah, it does sound like a very interesting mix of genres. I don't have any particular goals yet because I still really suck at everything. To be honest, that's the good thing. You just need to keep practicing as you make things. So like the level I'm putting out tomorrow, it won't be perfect, but I learnt a lot during my time making it. So the next level I make after that one, I'm sure I'll start off with all that knowledge, and I'll still make mistakes, but I'll improve hopefully. My main goal is to slowly become relatively good at using at least the essential tools. Yeah, that's all you can do really. Thanks Isaac. Yeah, I've been gathering info and tutorials before I really get started. Also trying to recruit my buddy for the logic stuff, since he is a computer programmer in real life. Well, that's pretty good if you've got a friend that can actually help you do the logic. Because I mean, I'm not really that good at logic. I'm okay, but I'm sure your friend would be very useful. Same, still learning. Yeah, same with me, I'm always learning. Hey Scheme Costs, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Hey LBA, excuse me, I got something stuck in my throat there. How long you been streaming for? Just started. Literally just started, like 5 minutes ago. Yep, just started, welcome. I might start learning by making simple platformers. Walking sims are good for training as well, but they're boring. Yeah, they are quite boring, for me anyway. But I did make a walking simulator. Technically, if you see that I made a horror game, it's called Fear of the Night, and it's basically a walking sim because there's no combat. You just walk around, you find notes and newspapers and audio logs and things. So it's pretty basic, but I tried to make it interesting, have a good atmosphere, and since it was my first level, I think I did okay. So what was I going to look for here? I was going to look for some kind of... Can we find hospital doors? I wonder if someone's made something that specific. Alright, so they've made the inside of a hospital door. So that'll be good once we get on the inside. And someone's actually made the modules, which is quite nice. Saves us a bit of time. But what I was looking for was one of those... I don't even know if you could search for it. Like an automatic door, you know. If I can't find it, oh, is that one there? I think that's one there. Perfect. We got it. This one doesn't actually have to work. I'm just having a little look. It's got the little sensor camera. Nice touch. Right, so I'm going to put that down there. I just need to... Oh, what did I do wrong here? I just need to check and see that if the size of the character sort of lines up. And about the jukebox, the survival horror jukebox, I'm sad to say that when I went to update the tracks with official tracks, normally I use remote play to record the audio from my laptop into Dreams, but I think Media Molecule have removed that feature because I can't connect my microphone my internal microphone. Any microphone from Remote Play does not work in Dreams anymore, so I can't import any music, so I couldn't update the jukebox, so it's just the same old tracks as you're about to hear in a moment. But it's kind of bad for me because I have some voice actors outside of Dreams, and the only way that I can import their audio was through this Remote Play feature. But now, since they've removed it, I need to look for a solution, and I read that you can buy a 3.5 male to male cable, and you can put it in like your phone or whatever, and then put it in the controller, and then you can use that as a microphone. So it's another way to bypass it. I just don't know if I have the cable in the house. I'll need to search online to see if I can find it, but I'm going to need it because I do have some voice actors that don't have Dreams, so it's the only way I can get their voice into Dreams. So the jukebox is the same. Here we go. Wait for the zombies. I'm just going to check, make sure the audio's at a good level. Just let me know if things are too loud or too quiet or whatever, because I've got them both on 7, so if it's too loud you can let me know. So yeah, we're going to just continue using the same jukebox for now, but I'll try and update it with more tracks that are available in Dreams. But it's just a shame because I wanted to add a lot of tracks that aren't in Dreams, but I'll need to get the cable first. You'll start creating something soon, yeah, the sooner the better. The big thing for me is custom animations. I can't quite get it down, especially because the deluxe puppet has such a janky and wobbly turn and jump. Trying to have it more weighty, slow. Well, the thing I found about puppets is that normally when you go into the settings, a lot of people, when they just create a basic puppet and they start walking around with the puppet, when they turn, the puppet is really slow to turn. There's actually a rotation setting in the puppet which makes it turn a lot quicker, as you would expect in a traditional game, and the same with the jump and everything. But as far as custom animations go, I haven't really experimented too much with gameplay animations other than this, you know, like holding his gun, you know. That's the only gameplay stuff that I've implemented. But I have done cutscenes, animated cutscenes, and it's pretty easy. Once you get used to the keyframes, you can literally animate anything you want and it looks really good. I'm trying not to put too much work into it right now because I don't want to spend forever animating a scene, but from what I've made so far, I'm pretty happy with it. So this door looks a bit too big, if you ask me. Don't want it to be too small though. I mean, we don't know how big this guy is, right? Maybe I could make it like just a bit smaller. See, normally these doors, they're slightly bigger, aren't they? Because they need to let big people enter as well, right? So, oh, I broke it. I broke everything. Oops. Oh, there you go, it fixed itself. Crisis averted. Right. So we come up the stairs. Let's just say there's a little door there. Maybe that's a little bit far. I'm going to see if I can fill in the space here first. Our classic Silent Hill Dogs tune is here. This is why we can't have good things. People go ahead and ruin it by importing copyright music. Yeah, that's a shame. Now all my voice actors will suffer. But yeah, I'll try and get the cable. Hopefully it works. Hopefully. Maybe you could record voice files onto USB and upload to the PS4 HDD. I don't know how that works, because if you import in Dreams, there's no real way to do it, you know, there's no option. Because literally all I do is, when I'm on Remote Play, I just record, and then I use the mic, the internal sound card from the laptop. I don't know how else to get audio into Dreams. That's the only way I know. I could record it directly on the microphone, but the sound quality would be really bad. So no, not going to do that. Oh damn, that sucks. Yeah, it does suck. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, I think it's silly when people do that, but I guess I'm used to writing my own original music and effects for short films I make. Yeah, I'm not very good at music, sadly. So I'm definitely going to need people to make me music. I really have to learn some music theory first. I can make remakes, but I suck at writing original music big time. I suppose it, again, just like everything else, it's just getting the practice, really. Really hate music theory though, yeah. Usually everything with theory in it, it's a bit boring, right? I feel you, Isaac. I've been playing guitar and piano and screwing around with music software for years, but I'm no pro. I've never really used it. There was a game that I had on I think it was the original DS. It was a downloadable game and it let you compose music, and it was basic, but it was alright. It was like Little Big Planet 2, but on the go. And I could make like little catchy jingles, but I couldn't really make proper tracks. The dog tune is easily my favourite, yeah. It's the least depressing. I wrote 5 songs for an hour film of mine a few years ago using on GarageBand on my iPhone. Wow, just takes some patience. Yeah, I'm sure there's been a few professionals that have actually used things like GarageBand, and did the guy from the Gorillaz, did he not use GarageBand? And I think the guy from Serge Tankian from System of a Down, I'm sure he made an album with GarageBand, so it's possible. Well, at least remakes are fun to make, but I also want to, you know, unleash myself and get my own creativity flowing. Yeah, it just takes some time, really. I have too many ideas for tracks I would like to make, but I don't know. I really suck at that. Just practice, even if you make mistakes and it doesn't sound good. You'll learn, you'll get better at it. Easiest way to get something down is just record yourself humming the tune, then you can go from there. Yeah, that's some good advice. Because if you don't know how to note down the tune, just recording yourself would give you a nice idea. Well, some theory is okay, not the most fun thing to do, but usually I can get myself to do it. But music theory, please not. Oh god. I might actually try it out, thanks. Yeah, give it a go and see. That's a good tip. So just imagine this track, when the guy composed this track, something like that. Right, what was I going to search for? This is my shoddy walls, by the way. Shoddy walls. I don't know what I would call it, but I'm just going to like search for some plants, right? Hold on, let me get out of music mode here. Let me see. What kind of plants do we have? There's some that are in pots, which is good. But I was going to make something a bit more robust than a single pot. What could I use? What are they? Nah, I don't know what those are. Let me see if I can just find like a simple plant, or maybe just search for like flowers, maybe. It's more beautiful, right? Red flowers, beautiful. Let me see. A lot of these flowers are wild, I guess. I don't know, I'm not going to spend too much time because I know that I'm going to replace a lot of stuff anyway. The idea I had was to, I don't know what you would call this, because I have no idea, but it's you know, you get those little places to put flowers in, but it's in a big concrete sort of thing. I don't know what you call them. Like, I'll give you an example, right? Imagine it was like that size, right? And then let me just change the colour here. Make it like that, right? Just pretend that's dirt, right? Just pretend. I know it's not dirt, but it'll do, right? We just need to use our imagination here. Just to give you a rough idea what I'm talking about, right? Imagine that's like dirt, right? And then you've got flowers like that, right? What is this called? This piece. You know, when you sometimes you go into the shopping mall and you see this, it's like concrete. Inside the concrete there's plants and dirt. I do not know what this is called. If it has a name, if anybody knows, please help. Music theory is pretty lost on me. The same friend of mine who does computer programming is also huge on music theory. When we get together, I write and he improves, just like logic programming. That's quite handy that you've got a friend that can do music and logic, my two weaknesses. A flower planter. I wonder if... I mean, I pretty much made a flower planter like that, but I just want to see if anybody's made something nice. Give it a go and see. Nah. Oh, I wrote planner. Okay. A windowsill planter. Basic planter. No, so you're right, it's some kind of planter, but no one's made anything. Nada. So there you go. If you want a quick planter, here you go. See, that took me 2 seconds to make, and how easy was that? Just change that, right? Make it more like concrete, right? So I'll just like glue these all together, and there you have it, your quick little planter. Right, so I was going to just use this to sort of fill in the blanks here. But I'm thinking from here to here, that is a bit too far. I think I need to move it a bit closer, because I don't want you walking, you know, much further than you need to. Plus, it's good when there's not a lot of space, because then if a zombie comes for you, it's tighter to escape, you know. So let me move this over here so it doesn't block your path into the side of the hospital. Yeah, that'll do, right? It's roughly in the middle, right? Maybe I'll put like another wee bench or something, you know, just for people that don't want to wait on the bench down in the car park. They can just sit here, chill out, you know. Maybe throw their cigarettes into the plants. Those fiends. There you go, and you've got some company on both sides. I'm actually surprised that actually lined up really well. I was not anticipating that, but I'll take it. Going to have a nice little beautiful side garden here, so no matter where you go in the hospital, you're going to be happy. There you go. This part's not going to go for that long, I don't think. I think I'm going to block it off, because I think you're going to go through this way. Down here is going to be blocked off, because that's where the first character comes from, so I don't want the second character going where the first character goes. So the second character, he's going to go through this way. I don't know if I'll do an extra door up here. If I do, it's probably going to be locked. I still need to work out the map for the overall hospital layout. So right now we're just creating the design so that we can roughly get an idea what we're looking for. Let me just catch up here. I'll probably just take my time doing all in-game tutorials for art mainly, not many audio tutorials here, and watch many tutorials for Dreams Online or music theory in general rather. Wherever you can find the tutorials or whatever. Sounds like a good start, yeah, hopefully. Sometime they are called flower beds or rose beds. So I was thinking, like, flower beds, are they like only in the ground, or are they anywhere? Let me see. So there's some here, something like that maybe. Yeah, look, someone's made one. But whose is better, right? Be honest. The one that I made in 2 seconds, or this one? This one's not that bad actually. Maybe I'll use it and I'll put it over here, right? Just to mix it up a little bit, you know, just to say we've got some variety. There you go, some nice variety. Well, good spot. And in response to my inspirations from earlier, Last of Us because it's third person action, Metro because of the immersion like radiation, minimal ammo, and having to access backpack to make changes. Yeah, it does sound like a nice combination. I think The Last of Us has a backpack as well, doesn't it? Also, it's just so interesting to see someone streaming themselves creating a game in Dreams, and I'm very curious to see where this is going over the course of the year. And that Scottish accent, oh yeah, talking about, man. Aye, no, that's how it goes. Yeah, we'll see, because my idea is that by like the end of, let's say the end of May, sometime in June, I think we should finish the basic layouts. However, once I have more free time, once I finish that level for tomorrow, I'll have more free time, and off the stream I'm going to create an inventory, I'm going to create the main menus, I'm going to create the items, all the logic, and I need to find someone who can make me a proper character and enemies, because the sooner I get a finalized character model, the sooner I can start animating. Because once you start animating a character, if you decide, oh, I want to change how this character looks, you could, you know, like sculpt it over it, but if you want to change the character completely, you can't transfer all those animations to the other character unless there's some really pain in the ass way to do it. So you kind of need to finalize your character design first before you start putting in all the effort into the animations. So by the end of June we'll have all of the level layouts done, and we'll have all the logic done. Hopefully we'll have a lot of music done, hopefully we'll have some sculpts done, and then basically the second half of the year it's just basically updating all the graphics and animating, doing cutscenes, making sure the logic fits in all the scenes. So I'm confident I can get it finished for around November. I mean, no promises, but that's the plan anyway. Oh, what happened here? I think I moved this door a bit too close to the wall. This is just a basic simple wall right now, just to give me an idea of how this is going to look. So I'll probably come back and I'll update these areas if I discover, oh, there's probably another door here that we could use. So I'll update the entry points and the exit points. But I know that this point over here is going to be blocked. Oh, out of sculpture memory. But don't worry. I just need to reduce some things. Stupid walls. It's this big flower bed totally ruined me. What else? These leaves and these trees. They didn't help very much, did they? I've got a fire blazing over here. I probably don't need some things like that police car. I don't think I need this for a long time now. So I can probably start getting rid of some things that I'm probably not going to use. Plus I need to delete most of this once we go to the next area. This was just me, like, when you come here, right, the camera angle is going to be like that. So this is what you're going to see. So I only really need to detail this part, and then I can create a new scene, and then we can start to detail this a bit more. So I'll just quickly throw that there, right? So we'll just pretend that's how this looks once you come up here. And there's I don't know if I can find like a hospital sign maybe. Oh, he just teleported through the door. Right, let me see if I can find a sign. If not, I'll make it. It's not that hard to make, I don't think. It's just a cross. There's no hospital sign. What do we have from the hospital? We've got hospital beds, that's good. We've got a bag post. Oh god, that does not sound good. The cart, pretty useful. The door, waiting chairs. What is that? Don't open, dead inside. That's quite interesting. I could use that, like, just for fun. What is this? There's the other areas. If you ever watch Scrubs, you'll notice these look pretty accurate. We've got the floor and the ceiling. That's quite good. That actually saves us a lot of time once we're inside the hospital. There's a lot of decent stuff. It's like a Minecraft hospital thing. Let me see what else. Oh god, that guy. He's not got coming to my hospital. Medical cabinets, cupboards. Oh, x-rays. Nice. We've actually got a lot of useful assets. So I might not have to make as much as I thought I would have to in the hospital. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make this myself because it's not that difficult, right? Bang. There's no cross shape, is there? I don't think so. Hold on, I'm going to make like the worst cross you've ever seen. There you go. Just to give us some visualization, right? There you go. Here's your cross. You got your cross. There you go. Make it red. Proper red. Easy. Easy as that. There we go. Now we've got a wee cross for our hospital. Just fire it there. I think that's alright, isn't it? It's not exactly in the middle, but doesn't really have to be so accurate right now. But screw it. There you go. It's more in the middle of the door. So there you go. So once you're down here, the camera angle will probably be like that maybe. So we can see basically the door, we can see some of the plants and the bench, maybe some bits on the wall here. I'll have to detail a little bit. But I think that's all I really need to worry about right now. Also, let me see here. Oh, in Max Payne, because he does that super cool thing where he can't carry long guns on his back, so has to hold them in his hand while holding a handgun in the other. Yeah, it's more realistic, isn't it? Sounds pretty cool. Middle thermometer is very high. Oh yeah, very high, but that's the way I like it. To be fair, it's probably just because I haven't optimised anything in this entire scene. Just to make it look nicer, right, we'll just quickly like change the tint of the walls, right? Make it look more like a hospital, you know? There you go. Looks more like a hospital, right? What else can we put on the walls to make it look a bit more detailed? Whilst you think about that, enjoy the dog's tune. And Metro is indeed a very immersive game. I'm still playing through the Metro games. I'm maybe halfway through the first, so still got a lot to play through. But yeah, it was quite interesting. It's kind of like a survival horror because you do have more limited ammo and stuff like that. Oh, hold on. The chat went crazy. I was scrolling down and it... You ever notice that? If you scroll down the chat and then suddenly it just like takes you to the bottom? Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah. Almost. I think I've almost found where I was. Okay, yeah. 2 seconds wins every time. The bezel on... of course. The bezel on that pre-made is nice though. Yeah. I mean, he probably spent like 5 seconds on this one, whereas I only spent like 2 seconds on this one. So this proves you can make something that looks okay really quickly. It does the job, you know. It's not an important asset, so you don't need to worry too much about it. I would honestly love to see someone make a Metroidvania in the style of Prey 2017. Don't know if I'm the only one, but it would be really cool. Prey 2017, was that the original Prey? The one that was on the PC? I think Xbox 360 as well. I always remember I used to see Prey 2 and it looked like Star Wars Bounty Hunter. And then they completely changed it, and then the new one was more like Bioshock. That would be tight. Middle thermo is high because he is using a lot of different large sculpts. It can be easily be optimised later on, yeah. And I mean, like most of these cars, I'm probably going to delete most of them as well because it's not going to be a full car park. But just for now, in the meantime. And I too am excited about your project, LBA. Well, thank you. Not many people doing survival or horror on Dreams, mostly platformers or top-downs. Yeah, it's nice to see a lot of different genres that don't really get made that often. And I'm curious because a lot of people come to the stream and they tell me like they're making their own survival horror game or their own horror game. So it's nice to know that there are other people that are trying to do the same thing. So hopefully I can try and make something that's good, you know, and it justifies making this kind of game. But I'm confident that it's going to be really good. Because the level that I'm releasing tomorrow, gameplay wise it's quite basic, but I think it's got enough charm that I think it's decent. But then I think about this game and it's going to be so much more detailed, so I'm confident. If we have a good cast of characters, voice actors, story, level design's good, we just don't have that many bugs and jankiness. I think that's the biggest thing we need to remove. It doesn't have to be graphically stunning or that long, but I know it's more of a Herculean task. I know that it probably won't be graphically stunning because I'm not so much of an artist, but it will definitely be a lot better than this. I'll try and see if I can get some help from some people. If not, I'll practice on texturing and trying to update all these environments. I just don't do it on stream because I'd probably need to like really focus if I wanted to put the detail up, and then if I focus I probably won't get to read the chat as much, so I'd rather leave that till later. That's why I like to make the drafts in the stream, because it's a bit more easygoing. You can check out our good old friend here if you missed him. How would you go about optimizing those large sculpts? Oh, there you go, sculpture detail. Yeah, that's how you can remove some of it. There's so many ways to optimize. One way is to use smaller sculpts. So instead of huge long wall or floor in a single sculpt, use many smaller sculpts instead. Yeah, that's certainly one way. Or you can reduce the detail right down to the bottom. Because I mean, it's the floor, you're not really going to look at the floor, right? Okay, great, thank you. Ian Han, hey, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. I didn't touch my phone and the video switched from Media Molecule to this. I thought that was funny. Yeah, we hacked it. We've got a little devilish thing going on here. We're diverting all the people from Media Molecule to here. Don't ask me how we're doing it, but we're somehow doing it. What are Media Molecule streaming anyway? Are they playing levels, or are they creating something? I always try and catch the streams, but I always stream on Thursday because I don't have any other times to stream. I used to stream on Tuesday as well, and that's also when Media Molecule stream. But hey, it's just my schedule. That's all I can do, you know. I'm glad to be here. Oh, that's good. Hopefully it's a little bit different. Because unlike the Media Molecule stream, I will read and answer every single comment. Not a small handful of comments. I'll read every single comment. Fun stream. Yeah, no, it's quite fun. A lot of people come in, and it's you guys that make it fun. Because we could literally be doing anything right now, but you're a lot of you come in and you share your helpful tips as well, and your own stories about your own projects and things. So it's nice to hear about what everyone else is in the community are sort of doing, you know. So I think I will leave this scene like this, right? So this was the car park scene, right? I'm just going to have a quick save here, and then I'm going to start another scene, and it's going to be maybe I'll do the inside of the hospital, just because I was going to do the outside of the hospital on the other entrance, but I think it's just going to be the same idea, a building, some flowers, or a path. So I think we'll change it up a little bit, and we'll do an inside hospital scene, so the reception area, I guess. So let me do a save here. Scene. Let me see. Hospital. Let's see. Reception, maybe. Sounds good to me. This is what I do just to save a lot of things, because I have a lot of things that are not my own elements, so I'd have to search for all these again. So this is what I normally do. So let's say we've got the reception here, right? We know roughly that's what the door's like. Maybe we'll change it later, right? But now it's just a case of deleting everything, because we don't need any of this stuff anymore. This is the fun part, because you can just go nuts. Don't need any of this anymore. So in the reception, we're probably going to need, maybe we'll use these stairs again, they're quite good. But in the reception, obviously we're going to need a desk. We're going to need some charts, some computers. I know this is like really repetitive, but I don't know if any of you guys edit your scenes like this. I'm going to keep this little TV. Sometimes they have a little TV in the reception, right? Because it's like so cheap. They'll do anything they can to get a TV. Yeah, so this is what I do. I just, rather than having like a million different elements and then importing all the elements, I just cram a scene full and then I pretty much just reuse a lot of things over and over again. Like, see all this logic? This is logic from like other levels. See, like we've got like blood, a cigarette, a note. This was like the very first scene we ever made like 2 months ago, and it's still here. It's still managed to find a way here. You never know, we might need that cigarette. You know, we might need that blood. I'm just going to keep it there. I don't think we'll need the fire though. I think I'll get rid of the fire. And there's one of our zombies over here. So we'll definitely need a wee zombie. And we'll need this big guy. We'll need him for his muscles. Okay, so now we pretty much have a scene from scratch. Just saves me having to import things again. Don't worry about that stuff. Right, let me just stretch this out. I know some people don't like it when I stretch the floor because of the thermal detail, but it's the quick way to do things. Let me just move the zombies in here. There we go. Get our wee TV. So we need to figure out. This is going to be like a small side reception. It's not the main reception at the front. So you come in here, maybe there's like a desk here, and then there's like a door down here, maybe like some vending machines maybe, because it's right at the entrance. Do we have vending machines? Please have a vending machine. Yeah, we have some kind of cyberpunk one. An empty one, pink one. Oh, that one looks good. Soft drinks. A coffee. You have to have coffee at a hospital. What else? Japanese. No, we're not in Japan. I think we're probably just going to be in the United States. What was that?
Now, more music on your favorite station.
What's that got to do with a vending machine?
Now.
Oh, there's a fancy one here. Look at that. It's a more modern vending machine. What the hell was that? It's like a vending machine from Fallout. This one looks even more like a vending machine from Fallout. So old. Right, I'll just use the... What one was it? The coffee. Oh, look at that. Hopefully that doesn't cripple me. Only 3%, that's good. So I always worry, like, when it says, like, 10%, but sometimes it's not 10%. I think it just depends on how much of the grassy, like 10%, that was 10%. That was meant to be 43%, but it wasn't. So I'm thinking maybe there's a reason because of the other things I have in the scene that it compensates for it, maybe. I don't know. LBA, is there any way we can access your dream through the game to play what you've been working on? There's nothing playable yet, nothing at all, because I'm finishing off a level, an independent level. It's like a little action platformer, alien level thing. It's coming out tomorrow. Once I get that out, then I can spend more of my off-stream time to developing this game. And then I'm going to link all of the scenes we've made from all the past streams. I'm going to link them all together with the door transitions. So if you remember classic Resident Evil, the doors where they open and close. So I'm going to do that for all the scenes, so you can walk through all the scenes. And then add in the gameplay and things like that, so you can... I'll maybe release that, just so you can have a little feel for what it looks like. But it won't be anything playable. You won't be able to kill anything. You'll just be able to walk around all the environments from place to place, really. You need to find the right balance on the gameplay thermal and graphics thermal. If graphics thermal is high, start using more smaller sculpts and vice versa. Right, that's a good tip. Hey, Robbie B, the English Game Cat. Hey, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Hope you're having a great week. Yo dude, new to the channel. Oh, welcome. Great to have you. So, are you new to Dreams? Awesome, thanks, Scheme. I'm in love with this game / dev tool. I think everybody here is dying over how good this is. It's good because like you can start off really basic like this, but then over time you can actually keep improving things. Oh, look at that. That was meant to be lower. And you can make things actually look and play like real games. Just takes a bit of time. So like I haven't really made much gameplay yet, but I'd say from what's been made so far, I'm pretty happy with it. Let me just make this slightly bigger. Don't even know if I like that, the way that it's holding it. I think I'm just gonna like do that. I think it looks a bit better. I think we need a little bin or a trash can. Let me see what comes up if I put bin in. I mean, it's full of paper, but I suppose it's better than nothing, right? It's full of tissues, right? All the diseased people, full of the coronavirus. Yeah, I'll put that there. That'll do for now. And I wonder if there's any like properly made desks, or maybe if I put in like reception, maybe someone's made like a proper reception desk. See, I think we used this one in the job centre, but there's no harm in using it again, right? It does the job, right? It's a bit big. Let me see. That's about right. And it's not entirely touching the ground, but I think it needs to be like that height. So as you come in, the desk is about here, right? Don't want to make this reception too huge, you know. So we've got the vending machines, we've got some trash, we've got a small sort of reception area. I mean, I can always just duplicate this if I want to make it a bit longer. And maybe we could put like a computer here, maybe. Computer. Like a really old one, that would be good. Something like that. The hospital has a very low budget these days. 1990s computer. I mean, will that be cruel or nice? Should I give them a nice computer, or just give them the really old one? Give them this one. Far too old. Let me see. I'll see how bad this looks. We're on a budget. A terrible budget. Right. Let me just check the patient. It's going to take me about a couple hours just to boot this thing up. Right, I know it's not very safe putting a computer on the edge of a table, but I've seen them put them here. Believe me. So she's got a wee keyboard here, right? Let me get a keyboard. These are just the finer details. Most people probably won't even notice this stuff. Especially if we have an old computer, but then we have a modern keyboard. I mean, that would be a bit of a mind bender. Let me just put that one in. Maybe that looks alright. Simple enough. Unless I can just like... Maybe I can use the modern one, but then just change the colour to make it like... You know, those the old computers, they used to be all like grey. So if I use this one, because this one does look Very nicely detailed. Shame though, the wire's on the wrong side. Oh, I did it on the other side, but whatever. Right. Blah blah blah. Is it easy to change the colour of this? Let me see if I... Oh, if I scope right in, I think I can. There you go. I mean, I probably need to make it like more yellowy, like the computer there. Does anyone know how you can copy that colour and put it here? I don't know if there's a shortcut. You know, if you use like Photoshop, you can take a colour and then you can use it again. I don't actually know the shortcut for it in Dreams, if it's even possible. It would help me a lot, rather than trying to do things by eye all the time. Right, she's got a pretty massive keyboard. I mean, that's probably a bit too big. Oh! Oops. Right, there you go. That's her keyboard. There you go. Then she'll need some papers or some kind of book or something. Let me see, do they have a records book? No, no records book. If anyone wants to make a records book, be my guest. Even records doesn't even come up. Right, I'm just going to have to put in some kind of book. A worn book. Book of Illusions. Old magical books. I mean, I don't want to have an open book because then people will be like, oh, there's no writing in that book. I'm not writing. Speed book? I don't know what a speed book is. Oh. But it looks like a record book, right? Looks thick enough. We just need any old book, right? It's not important. Maybe you can pick this up and actually read about some of the patients. Maybe that would be a good idea. There's a book on the table. Will you read it? These days, would people read the book? I'm curious. Because, you know, the old survival horror games, reading was pretty essential. Nowadays, I don't know how many people actually read in games. Let me just like put some space on it so you're not like touching the keyboard. There you go. I guess you could have like some pens and whatever. Some stationery. Oh, we need to get a water dispenser as well. I'm sure we used one of these before. There you go. You can't have a hospital without a water dispenser, can you? Right, there you go. We've got our full collection, so now if you want water, if you want coffee, if you want a soft drink, it's all yours. Sadly, there's no snacks because I could not find a snack vending machine. Or at least not one that was full of anything. What was I looking for? I was looking for pens, and a water dispenser came up, which is very strange. Yeah, oh, I think we could use that, right? Just to decorate the scene a little bit. I don't know why they would use this. Don't ask me why, right? Let's just pretend. Sometimes the search is a bit funny. If you put pens in, it doesn't work, but put pen in, and it works. So using the plural isn't always the best thing. So whatever's got like the lowest thermo. That's a massive pen. Right, hold on. You won't even notice this when you're playing. Did you notice the thermal just went whew, shot right up? Right, whatever. There you go. You got your pen. It's a huge pen. See, it's a shame that all that caused that. So I'm going to have to like reduce some of the detail now. Been killing my brain with logic tutorials, but I finally understand it. Oh, that's good. Normally logic is like the hardest part for a lot of people, especially for me. I feel you, Robbie. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same with me. Yeah. Hey, Andrew Hollick, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. I might have to snag this game real quick. You're going to snag it once it's finished. Hopefully, you can. Hopefully you'll enjoy. Right now we're just doing the basics of the level design and stuff. So we've escaped the streets outside. So you have to go through a pretty zombie war torn street and alleyways, and then you finally get to the hospital. So now we're just making the inside of the hospital, and the hospital will be like the main part of the game. So there will be a lot of places to go in the hospital. So we'll probably be making a lot of environments in a hospital for quite a while. We're not making a hospital simulator, we're making a survival horror, but there's a reason why it's a hospital. It's meant to be like a fortress, but also, you know, typical evil corporations, they're trying to take advantage of the patients to use them for their diabolical experiments and whatnot. It's pretty amazing and not even full price. Oh yeah, do it, go for it. If you like to create, even better. But I think there's already a lot of good levels out, and I'm excited to see the games that people come up with this year. I think it's going to be a very crucial year for Dreams, leading up to the PS5. Andrew, it's off the head, mate. Oh yeah, proper. Because you can do crazy stuff. Like, I've just been putting down basic things, but then you look at our good little mascot here. I mean, look how detailed this guy looks. It's crazy. I'm just gonna like turn on the music. I realised I didn't play it. We have a jukebox that has like survival horror music and some joke music. Sometimes I forget to play it, so if I forget, just let me know. I'll put a wee TV there. The nurses and the other employees, they need some entertainment, right? So they've got their wee TV. I use different techniques to get around the thermal limit depending on whether my player is in a small inside area or large outdoors area. For indoor areas, I rely on many small modular sculpts. Yeah, I'll need to take that in mind. Now that because all the other environments that we've made so far, they've all been outside, more or less, excluding like the job centre and the mechanics. They've all been outside, so I'll need to, now that we're moving to the hospital, we'll have some areas outside the hospital, like the car park and the grounds and things, and going between one section to the other, but most of it will be inside, so I'll need to practice my thermal skills for that. It's like 30 notes, yeah, 30, 35 I think, yeah. It was even cheaper, because if you bought it in early access it was like 25, so I was like, oh, I'll get that, and then they don't need to pay for the full game. But it's not that big of a jump if you missed out. I agree with the quality of this game. They could have easily made it £60+, but they didn't. I love them. Yeah, I mean, like most PlayStation games these days, if you look on, especially on the PlayStation Store, they're like 50-60 quid normally for the standard edition. But it's good that they are keeping it at an affordable price, so a lot of people that are a bit wary about getting it, they'll at least they don't have to spend like double the price. For outdoors, I rely more on oh sorry, this just went crazy. I know I'm just like catching up with some of the chat here. Sometimes my chat goes a bit crazy and I need to like go back to where I was. Alright, I think I found where I was. Yeah. Yeah, for outdoors, I rely more on larger single sculpts. There's always a balance though. Yeah, it's definitely something I need to learn. Yay, the dog theme. Yeah, the dog theme's back in action. Hey Snoopy Cat, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Signs. Yeah, we need more signs. We need signs, maybe some posters, but I don't know how to make a poster. But I can see if there's anything I can put on the walls. For the hospital, you might put an overhang with pillars above the door. Yeah, let's. Would anybody have made an overhang? See, that's the thing when you search for most things. Most people probably won't make these kind of things, you know. What is this? A pencil. A flat screen TV. A notepad. Maybe we could use the notepad just for some notes, right? See, I don't want to put too many things down because I know the thermo's getting quite high and I need to optimise some stuff. Plus I don't want to like put too many things for the player to pick up. I think it can get quite overwhelming if there's just like too many items. But I think that's alright. Just like let it float in the air there. Right, whatever. That'll do. Some of the things I've seen made, this looks amazing. Hopefully it looks okay, but the graphics don't look good, right? But if you can imagine survival horror, the old camera angles, once you come in, it's going to be like camera angle like up here, or maybe once you run past the desk, there'll be like a camera angle watching you from behind, or when you come round here, there'll be a camera angle here. I think the camera angles really make it more immersive. And right now I don't have any lighting, so like I've just got studio lighting on, which helps so that you can focus on what you're making. If I turn this off, then you can see that this is what the scene actually looks like. So you can see there's light coming from this vending machine, which could be good. I'm not sure if the hospital will be dark or if there will be lights, so I'll still need to decide on the exact lighting. But even just like turning the lights off, it does, even though the area did look quite basic, it does look quite interesting now. But I just put this on because I need to see what I'm doing. I bought this game twice. I had to have this on disc. I don't know why, but yeah, it's good that you supported Media Molecule. For me, I'm good with the digital version. I'm not going to delete Dreams, so it's always going to stay on my hard drive. Also, I agree, I definitely expected it to be 60 to 70 euros on launch, but it was only 40, and Dreams is actually the only game I would have gotten day one, even if it was full price. I mean, I was prepared to pay full price, and then when they said, oh, early access, they get it for £25, and I was like, what? That's like less than half of what I was expecting. So I've actually saved a lot of money on Dreams, a lot more than I thought I would. I definitely want to spend more money on Dreams. They just need to come up with a model on how to charge us for some optional things, and I would happily buy new imp characters if it meant that I could support Media Molecule a bit more. I'm just glad I got in early. Yeah, I think early access was available for a long time, so if anybody really wanted in, then there wasn't really a problem to get in. Prey 2017 is the reboot. Is the reboot? I have no idea. Because the new Prey, isn't it just called Prey? Yeah, Prey 2017 is the Bioshocky one. Ah, okay, I didn't know it was 2017, unless you're just quoting the year the game came out. You can add that bezel in 2 seconds with just one subtracting cube. Am I that far back in the chat? Sorry. With hard blending on, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It just takes like a couple extra seconds, no doubt. Or was that soft blending? Oh, probably soft blending. I don't know. Yeah, soft. Thanks for the correction, Small Human. I was actually referring to the thought of somebody making a Metroidvania game. Yeah, that was the main point. Yeah. See, I don't have any plans to make a Metroidvania game. However, I do want to make a. Did you ever play the Castlevania game on the PS3? It was Lords of Shadow, and I think Hideo Kojima, he wrote the script, and it's not the best game in the world, but I thought it was pretty decent. I wanted to make something like that in Dreams, not a full game, just like a single level that lasts like 15-20 minutes, but I think it would be pretty cool. I could write a good vampire story. With smaller sculpts, you don't need to reduce the detail. Ah, okay. All methods have their use. They are playing created levels. Ah, okay. Well, I'm releasing a level tomorrow, right? So I'm going to send it to everyone under the sun. So I hope that if it's good enough, next Thursday they play the level, right? Let's keep fingers crossed. Hey Morlin, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. One thing to remember is now much interaction the player will have with the object in the game, and treat the sculpt accordingly. Something in the far distance doesn't need detail that's never seen. Yeah. So you just need to think about the perspective and things like that, really, yeah. Double tap X, then deselect a lot quicker. What was that for? I can't remember now. Double tap X. What does that do? Is that just to get out of the sculpture detail? Because I never know how to get out of it. I just go into the sculpt mode. Okay, LBA, I got to bounce. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem. See you next time, Brian Baker. Yeah, I do that, Robbie. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Double tap X to select everything, then press X on just the things you want to keep. You should make collections though, mate, probably quicker. Yeah, I was thinking about collections a few weeks ago. I just haven't had time, really. I'm too busy making this other level that I need some time off stream to properly sit down and make more collections. It would save a lot of time, but at the same time I don't want to waste too much time making collections, because I do want to make a lot of stuff from scratch. So like these vending machines, maybe I'll make a vending machine, you know, once I get more comfortable with the sculpting. Is that zombie a relative of John, Jerry, Steve? I think so. I mean, she was the original one that we had. She, just like John, Jerry, Steve, if you look at his pupils, they're white, absolutely white, and then we look at hers, and hers are white too. So clearly there's some kind of family resemblance there, you know. And I mean, she's got like a big chunk taken out of her abdomen. He doesn't, because he's just in peak condition. But what he does lack is the left side of his body is not quite as bulky as his right, as you can see in here. I don't even know what that thing is that's moving, but it is very creepy, whatever it is. I think it's this pumping thing. Whatever's in that sack of his, it just does not stop pumping. Sorry if I'm living underneath a rock, but who is John, Jerry, Steve? Oh yeah, the buff green guy with a large throbbing bubble on his back and a plant arm. Yeah, that's what I should just like rename him, because it's called Corpse Flower. So John, Jerry, Steve. There we go. Now We'll never forget his name is John Jerry Steve. He's forever in our hearts and minds. Doesn't ring a bell for me. Oh yeah, it was last week when we introduced this guy. We came up with a name for him. He's near the vending machines. Yeah, there he's there. He's just waiting for his go. He likes his protein shakes. Dropper is on the colour menu. Is it? I'll need to see that. Like, so if I open this up, how do I get into the menu? I don't know if I need to go into paint mode or something. I'll need to experiment with that. Because I've never seen the dropper. Maybe I'm just blind. I think you can select several items at once and then change their settings. Yeah, I guess that would be a good way to do it. Simplest way, wire the colour output to the colour input. You mean to tell me there's a colour output? That's such a strange thing to have. But if it has it, then I'm not going to complain. This here, the tint amount here, or here, the tint colour. So if I put that on something else, it would change colour. I have no idea. I need to experiment with this stuff. But that's good tips. I'll need to see how that works. And oh, now I get what you mean. Select both objects, then open both of their settings pages, then edit the one that you want to match, and the other one will copy the same exact colour. Ah, okay. So that's another way to do it. Yeah, there's quite a lot of different ways then. It would be cool to read if someone were to create a lore system that told the story, main or side stories, through the books, like Skyrim or Dark Souls. I would like to see how creative people get. I'm always on board for any type of story making. I like all kinds of dreams, but I would be lying if I said I didn't like my story. I was just like, I'm doing it the really cheap way right now. Just doing whatever I can, right, just to reduce this detail, right? Because it's too high. Even if everything looks like crap afterwards, right? You can always reduce what you did, right? I just want everything blue, right? I don't want any red. Look at that. That single key is red. Why? We'll never know. Right. So that looks a lot better. See that pen? That evil pen was taking up well too much thermo. And then the vending machines as well. They're still quite high. I just hope they don't look like trash after this. I don't think they will. Should be alright. Oh no, look, this is what's causing most of the problem. It's these stupid papers. Right. And this little camera here. Right. That'll do for now, right? I think we'll leave John Jerry Steve because he needs to have his peak physical condition. I can't reduce any of this detail. It just wouldn't be fair on anyone. There you go. Thanks for the tip. I didn't know you could get out a sculpt detail doing that. So that's me learnt something new today. So there you go. The thermo is a little bit easier to breathe. And the good thing is that because this is a classic survival horror, the camera angle will be more far out. So you're not really going to be so close on objects. It's not like a third person or a first person game where you can actually go up and look at things, you know. You're going to have a little bit of a distance. Plus once we put the lighting on, I think you won't notice the lack of the the detail, like in the flex and stuff. You won't notice it so much, I don't think. Hopefully not, anyway. With their creations, I'm getting the game tomorrow after work. Oh, excellent, do it. I may send you creations. Yeah, do it. Just keep learning, keep making, and yeah, send me it. Every Saturday I do a live stream where I play new levels and new creations. So just send me stuff and I'll add it to my list. And then on Saturday I'll play whatever you've made. Excuse me. The thermo, every creator's arch nemesis. Yeah, I mean it keeps us grounded, I suppose, because we can't go too crazy with the thermo, right? Right, I know what you're gonna say. Don't copy this wall, you crazy man. But see, I feel like I need to. I'll leave a bit of a space, right? I want this reception area to be kind of small. What I could do is hold on, let me just... I don't really need to line this up, I'm just a bit OCD, right? That's enough space to run through. I don't think you would get stuck between there. And I think if we put the sign up here for the name of the hospital, I don't know what the hospital's called yet. So maybe that's another thing we need to come up with. Ideas. Why did that disappear? Ideas for the name of the hospital. So let me just put in hospital, and I need to put it in the scene, don't I? In the scene. Elephant. What is that? Big gadget. I don't. Oh, that was the horrible big gadget. See, if you played early access, you were forced to use this big gadget. It's the worst ever. Don't use it. Right, that's much better. Right, so it's in the scene now, and I know I'm not really going to use the default text. I'll probably create my own sign to go on the background, but just for now, right? We'll pretend that this is the sign, right? Just attach it to the wall, right? So there you go. You've got your hospital sign. So yeah, think of a name for the hospital, and I'll update that with a proper sign at some point. And probably not going to make a logo, but if there's a simple logo you can think of as well, then you can let me know that too. Let me see here. I need to be careful when I scroll down here because the chat goes crazy. See on my screen, if I don't scroll down the chat quick enough, when I get to the bottom, I need to scroll down to the very bottom. So how far into the apocalypse is your game setting? I'm guessing the start. More or less the start, yeah. If you remember, like Resident Evil 2, no one expected it, and then suddenly, boom, it happened. So the start of the game, you're just going to be caught up, and it's not like right at the start, obviously, because there has been an outbreak, and a lot of people have already been infected, and they're already starting to take over, and people are already going to the hospital. So maybe it's been like a good few hours at least since the zombies started to appear. What is thermo? The thermo is basically, let me see here, it's basically your limits, how much you can put in a scene before it blows up. So you've got your gameplay memory, which they updated the game and they made it more detailed. So if you look in here, your gameplay memory consists of uniquely stamped elements. You can only have 256 uniquely stamped elements, so I've used 52, which is a lot. Things, it's literally everything in the scene. Connectors, those are things that are on puppets to make their arms all move. Wires and animations, again the logic wires or keyframed animations. And then we've got the graphics, you've got the sculpture detail, you've got the shape, they've got the memory, which is shared amongst everything, the amount of sculptures, the amount of paint, and then you've got your audio memory, which is how much music and sound effects you've used. Audio memory, not a lot of people will have a problem with that because you probably won't use as much, but graphics and gameplay, they're going to be the biggest two. So you just need to keep your eye on it. If the graphics go too high, you can reduce the detail. Don't use so many unique things. Try and reuse the same things over and over again. Normally if you make a platformer game, it's easier to reuse the same asset over and over again. So if you think like Super Mario, you can use the same mountains over and over again, the same boxes, you know, the same hills, the same enemies. The only problem with me, because I'm making something more realistic, I can't always copy and paste everything because it looks a bit cheap. It's not so realistic. So it depends on the genre of the game, obviously, but definitely look to copy and paste as much as you can and change the size and the colour of like rocks and whatever, just to make them look a bit different. That way you can actually put a lot in your scene using less objects. Hey Alpha Werewolf, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Shindig9000, hey, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week too. It is how much you can fit in a level. Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, so it's the same as Little Big Planet, except Little Big Planet was more general. In Dreams you have more flexibility, so you know exactly what is being used in the thermo, and you can actually use heat maps. So if you go into like I think it's in here, if you go into test mode, this basically lets you play your creations, but you can also use a heat map so you can see the frames, the frame rate. So if you go to a certain area and you find that the frames are getting too low, then you know that area is the problem. Or if there's a certain area that's red, you know that it's taking up a lot of thermal. So it's like, rather than me trying to figure out where all the problems are, you can use test mode. Like if I go into test mode, right, hold on, I don't know if I can do it in this. See, it's because it's like possessed me as a puppet. The camera angle won't be like this, by the way, it will be all fixed cameras and stuff, but as you can see, it's pretty traditional survival horror, turn and shoot. So yeah, I couldn't really show you that there, but it lets you look at the heat maps and stuff, so you can actually pinpoint where your problems are coming from. So yeah, thermometer, if you have too much stuff, it can fill up and destroy your level. Thermal thermometer determines how many things you can place in your scene until it overheats. Yeah, pretty much. There is 3 and they are in the bottom left corner. Yeah. Hey Swickful, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. How are you doing today? Gonna get some water, my throat is starting to kill me. I would buy new imps too, just to support the devs because they deserve it. I mean, I think it's a good idea. I don't think it's exploiting anybody. You want to support Media Molecule, so some people might say, yeah, but I want to create my own imps, I don't want to buy them. But for me, the imp, I don't care what the imp looks like. Like, I'm happy with the one I've got. I could use this one till the end of time. It doesn't bother me, because at the end of the day, the level that I'm making is the most important thing. The imp, not so much. So if they give me some officially licensed imps, then that would be quite good. Because I don't think I would buy generic things. I think they should give the generic ones for free by doing challenges in the game, and then sell the official ones. So like Bloodborne, Uncharted, Horizon, Journey, whatever. You can buy official imps, imp costumes. I'd be happy to pay for those if they're cheap, obviously. Interesting sales figures for Japan. I read it only sold just under 1,000 copies in the first week. Wow, that's pretty awful. I wonder why that is. Was it not very well marketed in Japan? I mean, I know a couple of Japanese people who are from Little Big Planet and they got Dreams, but I don't know how popular it is in general. I mean, I don't know, because you think about Japan, they love their handheld consoles. So they love like the 3DS and the Switch and the Vita and the PSP. That's like their main thing, you know. So I don't know if that's to do with the consoles, or if they're like, hey, look, we don't want to make games in Dreams, we'd rather make games in real life, maybe. I don't know what their excuse is, but I'd like to see the sales figures for Europe and America and South America. I think that would be quite interesting to see how well it's sold. I hope it sold well. I hope it did. I'll be checking it out tomorrow. Oh, thanks. Hopefully it impresses you. I'm going to have to work really hard because I'm going back to work in less than an hour, and then I'm going to work for quite a few hours, and then I'll come home, I'll get something to eat, and then I'll go back on and I'll try and finish the alien level as quickly as I can. I'm probably going to have to work on it quite late, and then probably a little bit tomorrow as well, maybe after lunchtime or later in the evening. I think I'll release the level, but I'll send it to as many people as I can, so hopefully you'll get a notification if I caught you. I checked them out if you all made collections. I guess collections would be good, so things that I've used you could use as well. It's a good shortcut as well. Saves you having to search for things all the time. You can just go in. Here's a collection for the hospital. Here's a collection for the streets, the alleyways, these kind of things. Don't get caught staring at Steve's small leg for too long. He gets angry. Like just be careful, right? I'm going to put it here, right? Just don't look at the small leg. That's your challenge. Don't look at it. Bet you can't. Bet you it's impossible. Its bubble on its back is its heart. At least that's what I think. Yeah, probably is. A massive inflated heart. He's just so loving. He's so generous, you know. He just has so much love. He just doesn't know where to put it. So it pulsates in his back. Yeah, he's very self-conscious. Yeah, so just don't have a peek, right? But I'll leave it there, right? I'll give you the full tour. There you go. You can enjoy him for the incredible physique that he has. He does have a big heart. Oh yeah, a heart of gold. Hey Richard Ortiz, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Try to use paint. It's much cheaper. You can paint certain things on the level, like papers, curtains, sofas. Like sofas? Really? With paint? I wonder how good that would look. Especially when you have fixed camera angles. I suppose it's something to think about. Maybe once I get the camera angles in place, I can start to see how many objects I can delete and redo and paint in the background, maybe. But definitely like posters and things, I want to know how to make those, but make them look decent. Not to really look at, but just so people can see in the distance, oh, that's a poster, you know. He's just misunderstood. Yeah, he's very misunderstood. He just wants to be your friend, you know. It's not his fault that he works out every day at the lab. Hey Animalia, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week too. Yo, it's Animalia K, and it's okay. Nice, is that your catchphrase? I'm loving it already. I'm glad your game is going to have... Oh man, see, I hate this every time the chat goes crazy. Hold on, let me get back to that comment. I'm glad your game is going to have the fixed cameras. I love that style from the old PS1 days. Can't wait to play this. Yeah, I've literally only seen maybe 2 projects that have used the fixed cameras. One was Resident Evil Classic, and it's a quite good little Resident Evil game. It's more simple, like the graphics are very simple, but it captures the idea of Resident Evil, going through the mansion and picking up items and things, and it's all fixed camera angles. And then the other one I played, I think it was called Hotel Fear, and that had fixed camera angles, but I don't think it was ever finished. I've not played it in a long time, so I don't know, but I don't think it had much gameplay. I think it was just wandering around, maybe just a test for the future, but I'll need to check that out and see if anybody else is making survival horror stuff. But I've not really noticed. I've seen a lot of horror games, a lot of first person horror games, but fixed camera survival horror I've not seen much, so let this be one of the first, right? But I encourage you or anyone else to make a survival horror game, because I want more people to try and make these kind of games, you know, because if I'm the only one that's making it, will it be will enough people be interested in it, you know? That's what I'm curious about, because I feel like I made a horror level before this, just a little first person horror game, and I feel like a lot of people didn't play it or quit because they were too afraid of like horror in general. So I think because this is a horror game, it might put a lot of people off, and because it's survival horror, people might think, oh, it's going to be hard, it's going to be too difficult. So I was thinking about adding a difficulty mode, so an easy and a normal mode, so no matter what kind of player you are, if you want a traditional survival horror, or if you're just a casual Dreams player, or you don't play horror games or survival horror games and you just want to enjoy the story, then I'll probably put in an easy mode for those people. Hey Charles, welcome to the stream, hope you're having a great week. What type of game are you creating? We're making a survival horror game, so if you imagine like the classic Resident Evil games, Silent Hill, that kind of thing. So it's basically set in it's kind of influenced by Resident Evil, but with its own twist. So it's, you know, it's set in the city. You go through a hospital. That's going to be one of the main areas, and of course we're going to have the evil underground lab. So hopefully it can get close to those original survival horror games, but offer something a bit different. Especially the story, because I'm still developing the story, but I'm hoping that it's going to be pretty interesting. St. Steve's Hotel. Hotel for the dying people. Hey Redstone, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Hope your creations and dreams are going well. Copying the wall is fine. Cloned objects will never take any more of the graphics thermo. It will only start taking from the gameplay thermo when you copy a lot of them. Yeah, I've noticed, like, when I copy a wall and I put it over, it doesn't normally increase the thermal, but then if I stretch the wall just a little bit, it's like, oh, tons more thermal. And it's crazy because the wall is so basic, it's so plain, it really shouldn't take up that much thermal, but it does. I didn't realise they gave more thermal details. That's really nice. Yeah, it came in the full game update, so it's brand new. And like I said, if you go into the test mode, you can find heat maps. So if it's like, oh, the area over here is pretty high in thermal, or this bit over here, the frame rate starts to drop over here, so there must be a problem here. So it's easier to understand where you're going wrong with the game, you know, so that you can fix, which is pretty cool. 256 unique objects is a lot to work with though, especially when you can use just one object for more than one thing. Think of a cube with different wall and floor details on its 6 sides. Yeah, that's a good technique if you have a cube with different faces. But yeah, 256, I'd be surprised if you could get 256 items. You'd have to like use a lot of really low thermo items to actually get even close to that. So I don't know if anybody will reach that limit. At least not without cheating. Imagine a Newton Imp pack, a purple and an orange Newton Imp from Little Big Planet 3. Yeah, they could do it. I mean, it's Little Big Planet, so I'm sure it would sell a lot. Bring back some nostalgia too. Why shouldn't we look at his leg? Because he doesn't like it. He's very sensitive about his leg. The whole left side of his body is not in proportion to his meaty and robust right side. Works out a little bit too much on his right, you know. He must be right-handed, or right plant handed. That would be great. Would most likely get those. He is self-conscious of his smaller leg. Very, very self-conscious. Because yeah, he is self-conscious of the only remaining small part of his body. Yeah, that's the only part. Don't forget it. He just wants friends. Yeah, he does. That's what I should do. I should put an Easter egg in at the end. You think you're going to die, but he's like, I just want to be your friend. I had an idea that there was going to be a boss battle, and he actually saves you from the battle. So then you start to think, is this guy actually a good guy? Maybe he is a good guy. Maybe he's another character that transformed and he used to be your friend, but you didn't know until later in the game. See our developing plot points. Maybe this is one of the characters' friends that they met, maybe not earlier in the game, but maybe before the game begun. Well, maybe if I become okay with the tools at some point, I might do a game with fixed cameras too at some point. Maybe. Yeah. There's always a possibility to do RPG games. Oh shit! I spilt my water. It's everywhere. Oh well, never mind. So yeah, like you could do fixed cameras, you could do RPG games, you could do first person games. There's so many options. It's like, what do you... I'm going to just move this because it's like I've got like some paper here and it's going to like get all soaked in it. Thankfully it didn't go on the plug. I mean, it kind of did, but it's not plugged in, so hopefully that doesn't blow up next time. Probably need to clean that up soon. See, the drama's all happening today. I get too excited. Gameplay plus 688. That's a lot of gameplay. Yeah, just one minor edit and it counts as another unique sculpt, and takes from the graphics thermo. Yeah, so if you even touch it a little bit, it completely changes it. Makes sense. I had an idea for a survival horror game. I wanted to make that was a mix of Silent Hill and Legends of Zelda. That's quite an interesting mix. Never got around to it. Maybe I should start it up. Yeah, go for it. I mean, it does seem like an interesting mix. Like an action melee game, but set in a really creepy world. The leg must not look... Don't look at the leg. Don't look at the leg. It's this one right here. This one right there. See, it's got a nice shade to it, you know. Let's look at this side. This side looks even thinner. It's super thin. Just don't look at it. Just don't look. Focus on the computer. Don't focus on this really thin leg. Don't do it. Just don't. I'm trusting you. I'd love to do a fixed camera game too. Want to get my first 2 games done first though. Yeah, I mean 2 games is enough. That's what I'm working on. 2 full games is my limit. Because I think it's good to have 2 games so you're not getting bored making the same thing over and over again. But any more than 2, I think it's too much. Poor John, Jerry, Steve. Yeah. Poor guy. Poor old Steve. Well, we've renamed him. John, Jerry, Steve. And then... how much can we write? Don't look at my leg. There you go. John, Jerry, Steve, don't look at my leg. We should save this and send it and rename it as John, Jerry, Steve, don't look at my leg, and make like a theme song for it. Maybe that's how we can promote the game. We'll do John, Jerry, Steve, he'll do a music video. Don't look at my leg. Don't look at my leg. And then he just like screams and kills somebody. Don't look at my leg. If anyone can do like rock screams, you can try and be John, Jerry, Steve. I think that would be good. Right, I think we need to get the hospital door now, but we need a double door. Yeah, so look there, you can see the hospital door, but I'm just gonna, maybe if I put some chairs down, that would be quite cool. I remember I mentioned I was going to maybe use this. Ta-da! Don't open, the zombies are coming. Maybe I can put that there. It's a good idea. Maybe for the future story, you know? Because maybe you can go this way, maybe there's like another wee door here that leads you into like a little back office. And then here you need to make a decision. Are you going to go through the door, or are you going to shut out and not go? You're playing a survival horror. You have to make the hard decisions. I think that's a good height, right, for the door, right? So maybe the first character, maybe she has an easier time when she enters the hospital because she meets the resistance and they sort of help her. Whereas maybe the second character, he goes through the abandoned part of the hospital, which is the part that is not being protected at all. So maybe the second character has a bit of a rougher time at the beginning of the game because he does not get welcomed by many people. So that'll be that might be a good idea. So we'll go through here and it'll be like another corridor or something. And over here I think I'll get another hospital door. This is more like a fire exit, isn't it? Maybe just start using a lot of these doors here. Look at that, 85 thermal, how is that even possible? I don't even know. Right. I know these doors should probably be reserved for the main doors. Would the door be on the left or the right? Are most doors left or right? Let's leave it left. Let's put it left. So let's say that's like a little storage room or something, right? So we go this way, there's a corridor. If we go this way, there's another little storage room. Obviously we need a plant. We cannot do this without a plant. Just something like that. I think we used something like this before, didn't we? Always looks a bit better, right? Just don't want the plant going like right through the wall. That'll do, right? And I don't know if I could get like some kind of board on the wall. I know when we did the mechanics, we actually had a board. Not a whiteboard. Yeah, it was something like that. Like we just used a little board that they could like pin things on. I don't think there's been that many since. Yeah, it was like this, you know, or a keyboard. But I don't think the hospital would really have that kind of board, you know. I mean, if you put something like this down, right, just to decorate the wall a little bit, you know, so it's not so plain. Gives more life to the scene. And on this side, because if you're thinking about the main entrance to the hospital is probably gonna be like here. So you come in, the main entrance to the hospital is like there. Maybe there's like a little corridor, or maybe that's where that door leads. It's not a storage place. Maybe it's like a, this actually takes you down to the main hall, but maybe it's locked right now. And because this is the other character's going to come in this way, so I just need to try and work out the, I think that's like the main reception is going to be like here. This is like the main, the big hall with lots of patients in here. The elevators are going to be there as well. I mean, I could make a storage room here and then make another door here that leads to the main lobby, but I don't want the character to get to the main lobby yet, because the first character is going to go to the main lobby, the second character is going to have to go this way and make his way around the back side of the hospital, and the first character is going to go through the lobby. I don't know if they'll use the elevator or the stairs, but they'll probably go to a different floor at the start at least, and then the second character will explore this floor. The first character will explore different floors before they have more freedom using the elevators to go to any floor they want. And I'm just trying to figure out if that's a decent layout, because like I mentioned, I still need to map out all the areas, you know, because I'm working on the alien level. I keep mentioning it, right? I'm not trying to plug it or anything, but it's true. I'm working on that level, so once that's over and done with, I'll be able to spend more time to properly map out the hospital, and I'll know exactly where this door goes, I'll know where this door goes, I'll know where, I'll be able to look up and see how all the hospital looks. So this is going to be the first hospital building, is going to be like the general section, and then we'll split off into other sections. So like some bits are for surgery, and then there's another bit that has the morgue, and then another bit that has, you know, the bit for accidents and emergencies. Maybe that's like on the left side. Maybe there's a guy that's had his arm severed off, you know, makes him look more normal. I just need to catch up here. Walking Dead reference, nice. Yeah, I think that is The Walking Dead, isn't it? I mean, it pretty much works, right? I can always change the writing, I suppose, but it makes sense to me. That tyrant monster will be like, "Oi mate, you looking at my leg? You want some duff? You want to get punched? You want to get socked?" If you go through the forbidden door, you'll be able to pick up a Steve plushie and unlock the secret ending with the Steve theme music. Don't judge. Yeah, don't judge me and my leg. Yeah, that's what I should do. I should definitely have a secret Steve plushie, you know, like, what the hell happened to your face, Steve? Yeah, here we go. Wee Stevie. The wee plush Stevie. There you go. The wee plush Stevie. He's a wee action figure. It's what he's always wanted. And if you've noticed, when you make him smaller, his heart rate is much faster. Because look, he can't stop bobbing his head, look. He's going crazy. Whereas the big version, he's more relaxed. He's got too much blood in his veins. He just can't help himself. But that's cool that you can do that, isn't it? You can change a monster into like a toy, just like that, and it still looks the same quality, you know. So maybe I should do that as an item. Steve, the Steve plush. That would be pretty cool. Doors usually always open to touch the wall behind it. Hard to explain. We'll just assume there's a wall, right? I like that idea. Maybe the plushie is how you get the friendship moment in the boss fight. Yeah. So if when he comes to kill you, you hold up the plushie like, "I'm your biggest fan," and he's like, "Okay, let's go." And then you go into the cafeteria. You have a nice little dessert together, and then you go off into the sunset. I think that would be the best possible ending. John Jerry Steve is the type of guy to like long walks on the beach. Oh yeah, long walks on the beach with your forehead on his foot. Well, if LBA doesn't mind some silliness, then sure. I mean, the game is probably going to be more serious, but I don't mind adding some little Easter eggs, things that maybe only people that have been watching the streams will understand. So I'll definitely put this as an item. I think that would be pretty cool. And then if people don't understand it, it's not part of the main game anyway. So I'll put in a few Easter eggs. Most games have these kind of Easter eggs anyway, so I think it would be a good idea. Yeah, very true. How's the lighting going to work in the lobby? Nicely lit or barely running? See, I think I mentioned this before. I'm not entirely sure yet if the hospital has power. So if you have to use torches, or there's like some lights that are working, some that aren't working. I'm not entirely sure yet. Because I want it to be a horror game, and normally horror games are quite dark, and if you're running around a hospital that's got lots of light, it's not so good. So I definitely think I need to have some areas that have light, but some areas that it's damaged, or some areas that don't have much light at all. So I think it has to be a very calculated balance, I believe. But I haven't even thought about the lighting. That's like a whole other point to me right now. Right now in the streams, all I want to focus on is just getting a basic level design sorted, and then once I've got more free time to work on this off stream, I'll start to think about how can I update these with the lighting, how can I add gameplay and the cutscenes and all that kind of stuff. But I'll probably get your opinion on the lighting every stream. I'll show you what I've come up with, just to get your feedback, to see if you think we're going in the right direction. LBA, did you ever play any Baldur's Gate games? I haven't, actually. I noticed they recently got released on the PS4. Maybe I give them a go. I do love the Mass Effect games, and I believe they're from BioWare, right? They made the Baldur's Gate games, I think. I think the Divinity Original Sin developers, they're making a third Baldur's Gate. Is that even how you pronounce it? And so I'm interested, because those games are meant to be good. So hopefully the third game's quite good. But they always have like really good cast of characters, don't they? Really good classes as well. Yeah, that would be an amazing ending, it would. I mean, it could be a bonus ending, just like the dog from Silent Hill. This could be our ending. Computer should be on. and have a notepad open and have a message on it relevant to the story, and the light will come from the PC. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, maybe, because when we turned the light off, like just naturally, just to see what had light to begin with, obviously we can have light coming through here. That looks quite nice. That's like a natural light. I did not do any of that light, but that looks quite good. And then you look at the vending machine, that has some light. I can add some light to these vending machines. Maybe there's like a light flickering over here for John, Jerry, Steve. And yeah, if we look at the TV there, that's got some kind of pixelation. And if we put the computer on as well, I think we can. It's glow, isn't it? If we put the glow on, hold on, I'd have to like, I don't know if I can, like that. There you go. I can put a little bit of a glow on it, you know. I don't know how bright. Oh, but let me see. Like, probably need to go further back just to see how much of a glow it would need. Maybe like 40% is good for now. Makes sense. Yeah. So if you can imagine something like that, I can obviously expand the light and use a separate light just to illuminate more of the table and make it look like it's this light that's reflecting on things. But yeah, that's definitely a good idea. I'll need to think more about all the lighting and all the scenes, actually, about how I'm going to make them unique lighting, not just light from light bulbs, you know. Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay reveal from PAX at 8:30 PM could be worth a watch for RPG fans. Yeah, it would be interesting. If you've played the Divinity games, I guess we would expect something very similar. Good quality. I guess if you want to see the hospital as a parallel to the RCPD in Resident Evil 2 Remake, the main area was well lit, but the areas branching from that pretty much had no power. Maybe a mix of both. Yeah, maybe like the main lobby can have power, but like the corridors, the individual rooms themselves, they'll be quite lowly lit. I think that would be a good idea. Any area that is, you don't really need to find too many objects, I can make them harder to see, because you're just trying to navigate to avoid zombies. You're not really trying to find too many objects in the dark, you know. Yep, that was kind of the inspiration. How do you get rid of the black and white effect in sculpt mode? It's in setting preferences. Yeah, I think it's I don't know exactly. Maybe display stuff like that. Maybe enable UI effects. So I think you can turn this off, right? Is that what you mean? I mean, you can still kind of see the yellow outline, but if that's roughly what you mean, I think that's it there. Unless there's another setting that I don't know. I just keep it on because it's good for me. I don't mind the HUD. Didn't know that actually, thank you. Yeah, if you need to use it, go for it. So we've got a good little starting point here. Where we're going to get some, that's what we're going to get, where we're going to get some, the hospital chairs. Just in case there's a few people waiting around here. Maybe I can find like a wheelchair. You know, everybody loves a good wheelchair in a horror game. I don't know, let me just like, I don't know how many chairs there's going to be, right? So just, let's just assume There's 4, right? And then we'll throw down the same plant, you know? Or maybe we'll put like, remember we had magazines in the job centre? We could probably just put more magazines in the corner. Something here, I don't know. Maybe there's another door here. Maybe I'll make that the storage room and this is the corridor. And what else was I gonna do? I mean, those chairs are pretty big actually. It's for really big people. Is that a bit better maybe? Cause he's such a thin puppet, you know. I don't want to make them too small, but I think that's a bit better. Can always fix it. There you go. And talking about Easter eggs, if any of you want a little cameo, like I can put like your names in the game. So like when you pick up a document, maybe there's a document that lists patient names. So if you want your name in the patient list, I can do that as well. Just little things, because I'm gonna have to come up with names, so I can always use some people's names and things like that. Bang! Let me just stretch this and totally ruin the thermal. I don't know how wide this room is going to be. I don't want it to be too wide. Oh, that's what I was going to get as well. I was going to get a wheelchair. That's it. Every horror game has to have a wheelchair. It's probably going to be a lot of wheelchairs, and I will have a scene where the wheelchair just sort of slowly creaks past. You know, I think that would be pretty iconic. Cliche, but iconic. Drivable? No, we don't want a drivable one. We just want a really basic wheelchair. Mr. Sausage in a wheelchair? Why is he in a wheelchair? Someone's made Barbara Gordon. It's a shame what happened. Let me see, what does this one look like? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why did somebody make a wheelchair and attach all of this stuff to it? It's a bit of a weird wheelchair though. Where's the armrests? I want a wheelchair with armrests, please. Something sophisticated. See again, there's another one. Oh, it's driving away. Don't want it falling away. Who's this guy? Did that even load? It's not even loading. I don't even see him. And this is like a really basic rusty wheelchair. I mean that looks like a good wheelchair, just that it's really rusty. And it's only 1% extra thermal, so that's better for me, you know. Put that down for him. There you go, here's your wheelchair. Gonna take you to the ER room. Here we go. Don't go in there, it's dangerous. Don't worry about me, I've been working out in the lab. There you go, right, come on, that's you. Time to go back now. Right. This is like a mini game. Taking him around in the wheelchair. Right, get off. Hold on, I need to turn him back around. But I'm going to do it like with the wheelchair. See how practical that is? Right, there we go. Nice big wheelchair. Just throw that there right for now, so I don't forget. Isn't it in dream shaping? Ah, okay, was that the setting? That would actually be cool. Is Mini John Jerry Steve equally sensitive about his little leg? Even more sensitive. You do not want to piss off the little people. They're like the worst ones. Agreed. Never had a cameo in a game before. By all means. I mean, Alpha Werewolf 10 is a patient, you know. We don't have to give our real names, we can just give our gamer names, you know. It's a very progressive hospital. We accept all names. All names. Me neither. Yeah, would be cool. Can I make a poster or game box or of my game to have in your game? I will put an Easter egg of your game in mine. I'm going to have a playable PS4 in my game, and maybe it has your game playable on there. Well, that's a good idea, I suppose. Yeah, definitely. Make anything. Make a poster. Make whatever you want. We can promo your game. Maybe there's a patient who maybe you're the patient, and maybe to make your room more personalised, you brought some of your things from home, and one of them is the poster of the game. Maybe it's like your favourite game ever made, so I can put that up on the wall. So yeah, that would be good. See, we're cross-referencing each other. I think it would be, it's good for promotion, but it's good for my detail as well. Now I'll finally have posters in my game. It's what I've always wanted. Can you make a Dr. S available sign that has some of our names and stuff on it? Like on a whiteboard? I think there was a whiteboard in here. So I definitely could do that. Whiteboard. Yeah, there's 2 different whiteboards we can use. And magnets, if you like magnets. Maybe put the whiteboard here. So yeah, if you're a doctor, or you're just a phony doctor, you know, like Mr. Bean, we can make you available for surgery or whatever. So there you go, we've got a whiteboard with for doctors' availability. We've got our patient notes, some documents here, computer. So yeah, I think we've got enough to put some cameos in, and we'll need to think of a name for the hospital. How can I abbreviate that? The JJS hospital. Maybe call it that. There you go. The JJS hospital. See, no one will know what that means. Only we'll know. And put in brackets, don't look at my left leg. Don't look at my leg. Right, so we've made the not in this scene, but we've made the outside part after the car park. Now we're coming in. We've got a little miniature reception room. This is just for the private people, you know, so they can get rushed straight to see the doctors. That's what people get with money. And then you have the main public lobby. Over here it's going to be quite a big lobby. So I guess if you imagine the police department in Resident Evil 2, that'll be kind of like the main lobby for the hospital that branches in different pathways and things like that. So that could be quite a good way to introduce you to the other character. So yeah, so far so good. So what I'm going to do is I still need to finish the alien level. So I'm going to get ready for work, and when I come back I'm going to work on the alien level. And so tomorrow, at some point tomorrow, I will publish the next standalone level. It's an alien action platformer. Hopefully it's decent. And then once that's out tomorrow, I'll have more time to spend on this outside of the stream. And then it means I can work on mapping out exactly how the hospital looks, all the different departments, you know, what doors are locked, what keys do we need, and I can work on the inventory, some of the logic for reading notes and things, picking up items and bullets, all that boring stuff. And then I'll try and see if I can get in touch with some people to make some original tracks. And what would be good, I can actually replace some of the songs in the jukebox with some of the tracks that are made specifically for this project. So I think that would be quite good, just to get us into the feel for how this game will actually sound. So I'll need to get in contact with a few people. I don't need character models as of yet, but I definitely need to start thinking about it. So I need to think about how the male and the female main characters, how they look. You know, what are their clothes like? You know, what's their physique like? What kind of hair? What's their personality? I need to decide all of that stuff, and then try and contact someone to try and make something. If they don't, I'm going to have to try desperately to make something decent. But I won't animate anything until I've got a final sculpt. Hopefully we get something that's kind of realistic. I don't want anything that looks like an anime character, or anything that's a bit too plasticky. I want to try and get something that looks a bit more real. So if you ever saw a nice balance between realism and a video game character. So if you look at I don't know if it was that Jill Valentine, I don't think it was. What the hell is this? I don't think it's that one. See, it's not like this. There was another Jill character. Maybe she's not appearing. Maybe I need to put in the full name. That's weird, because I found another Jill Valentine that looked really good. And she's not here anymore. Did the person delete Jill Valentine? Oh man, that's not good. Because that Jill Valentine was really good. Oh damn it. Damn it. I think the same person made Barry Burton, so let me see. Where is Barry? Let me just put in Barry. There we go. So see if you look at Barry, he doesn't look super realistic, but he kind of looks like a realistic video game character. So that's the kind of face that I'm looking for between gaming characters and realistic characters. The same kind of proportions and things like that. So if you know anyone that can sculpt to this sort of level, it doesn't have to be made within a week. They can take a month or 2 months to make it. It can take their time. But I need a male and a female character, and then I need zombies, a few different variations of zombies, and we need to create another John Jerry Steve, an evil version of John Jerry Steve. And I want to make not Wesker, but some kind of evil guy, kind of like Wesker as well. So that's some of the stuff that I'm going to have to hopefully get help from, and the same with music. I need to get a lot of help with music as well. So I don't want a character like that. Please no. I don't think it would look so good. But yeah, something that has like a okay face, you know. So that's what we're aiming for. I think I contacted this guy before, but he doesn't really go on Dreams much. There's the other Jill character there. I don't know why it's not listed anymore, but it's here. Maybe it's only listed in a dream now. But yeah, that's the type of quality that I'm going to try and go towards. And we've got plenty of time to achieve that. Let me just catch up here. I like magnets. Yeah, they're good. They're fun to play with. Thank you. Is this hospital going to be clean or with rubble around? Well, the outbreak is not so old. It's quite new, so it's not going to be entirely destroyed. Maybe as it goes on, maybe there will be some parts of the hospital that will be destroyed. But this part won't be too bad. Maybe we'll probably put some things in the ground and make it look a bit more destroyed, because obviously these people have... I'll board up this door or something. They've clearly put this sign on it for a reason, so maybe there was a good fight here, and since it is the entrance, there probably is a lot of zombies that have came to the door, right? So I think maybe like near the entrances, definitely they're going to be quite ruined, quite trashed. So everything looks really nice here, but I think I will definitely put in some crap all over the place, you know, just to make it look a bit more war-torn. Making a warning sign that says looking at JGS's legs can result in an instant death. Yeah, one hit KO. Don't do it. Maybe I was thinking if I have time I might implement a trophy system so you can go for a platinum trophy, and maybe one of the trophies is about staring at JGS's leg. Maybe that would be quite funny, because people will be like, what? Stare at someone's leg? That doesn't make sense. But you'll know and you'll get the trophy. I'll play it tomorrow. What's your name? And I'll name the game in Dreams. It's almost the same as my channel name. Let me just where's my guy? Oh, he's here. Right, let me just quickly save this first so I don't forget, and I'll show you. Loading. Okay, so that's there. LB animation. There you go. So I couldn't do the full Little Big Animation name because it was too long. So LB animation. That's it. And I don't know what time the level will be on tomorrow, but I'll try and get it out as early as I can. It just depends how much I get it finished tonight. I'd like to play your game tomorrow too. I think I'm already following you on Dreams. If not, I'll have to. Yeah, if you're not, I'll try and send a lot of people the dream anyway. So hopefully you get it in your notifications maybe. I might make a jukebox for you. See, I was going to make a jukebox, but I couldn't import music anymore. But if you can make a jukebox using music that's already inside Dreams, then go for it. Definitely do it. Hey Ryu Bateson, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Hey LBA, like I said earlier, I make music on easy to use platforms. Maybe we can collab. Yeah, I mean it depends what platforms you use, I guess. I have a Discord which I could probably send out the link to if anybody wants to join. I mean, I created this Discord a long time ago, so it's not something I really use, but last week people were asking about it, so I pretty much restarted it. So I'll quickly get a link for it, and if anybody wants to join the Discord, you're more than welcome. Just waiting for Discord to load. I bet you it's got an update and it takes forever. There we go. Okay. Let me see. Invite people. I just need to get the link. I hate when you load up an app and it's just so slow. So slow. Okay, I think I copied it. As a trophy hunter, I would approve. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make trophies then. I think it would be an extra incentive to play. Try finding elements in a collection. Some elements can only be found there depending on what the creator does. Ah, okay, so sometimes they're hidden. The trophy could be called Don't Do It. Don't do it. That would be quite funny. Is there a way to record music without the PS4 Move camera? You used to be able to use remote play to record music from your sound card on your laptop or your computer, but the Media Molecule removed it because a lot of people were importing copyright stuff, which is a shame because I used that for my voice acting outside of Dreams. Now I think I need to buy a cable that connects me to the controller, to the phone or the laptop or whatever, so that I can start to import these things again. It's a 3.5 male-to-male cable. It's the cable that you would plug into your phone and then plug into your car if you wanted to play music through it without Bluetooth. The original Resident Evil 2 had 3 different composers working on the music for the game. Wow, that's a lot. I'll see if I can make 1 or 2 original tracks for you. Like others, I'm sure will participate too. Yeah, I mean, but more the merrier. It doesn't have to be one person that makes all the music for the game. As many people that want to contribute to it, because there will be a lot of areas in the game that will have different musical tracks, and some cutscenes will have some exclusive tracks and things like that. So each character will have their own themes and stuff. What voice does John Jerry Steve sound like? That's the mystery. He doesn't talk because it's going to be a surprise at the end. You'll just have to wait and see. But you can imagine in your head. Wow, that grammar was terrible. Well, that makes sense. Sometimes that's the way I talk when I'm reading these things anyway. So yeah, I'm going to have to go get ready for work now. I hope you had a good stream. So we did the bit outside the car park. We did the first little reception area. But I think next week I'm going to have more of an idea of how the hospital, the layout of the hospital looks. So it'll be a bit more faster paced. And I'll be more confident about what exactly we're doing. So I'm going to post a link in the chat to the Discord server, the Little Big Animation Discord server. So if you want to join the Discord and discuss things, there's a space for general discussion. You can talk about anything you want. There's a space to talk about specifically about projects. It can be this project, it could be your own project, wherever. And it means when we're not in the stream, we can still connect with each other. So if you want to check out the Discord, there's the link for you. So I'm going to start to get ready to go now. So it was a pleasure as always, and I'll be back again on Saturday to play a bunch of brand new levels. So if there's anything you're working on, anything you want me to play, let me know and I'll add it to my queue for Saturday's live stream. So take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see some of you on Saturday. Bye.